Hey everybody, this is Paige from Mosaic Moments, and I have another design breakdown video for you. This layout features our shell frame, which does frame your photos in a very unique way. And it also has one of our colors from the All Season collection. This is one of my favorite colors. Has this lovely orange and yellow and a little bit of red orange down here. And this page really surprised me. I normally probably wouldn't put these photos on this layout, but I feel like Jody did a great job. And one thing to say about choosing your grid paper, and what I really like to do, is take my photos, especially the photo that's going to be my focal point, and any photos that aren't going to have a paper mat like these. I like to put them on top of the grid paper when I'm making my choice and see if the photos are going to be contrasting enough. That's mainly what I'm looking for. I do want my background to fit with the photo themes, but I mostly want to make sure my photos are going to look contrasting. And I'm not sure if like this photo would have looked contrasting, but the solution is you can add in a paper mat if it's not contrasting enough. So these photos were taken in the morning and it has this really nice lighting, and I feel like it looks so good with this paper. It has these colors, of course, the orangey, yellow, and I feel like it matches the grid paper really well. I'm not sure if in general the photos would be contrasting enough, but it was helpful that Jody used a paper mat behind it. And so she chose paper mats with blue. And it's kind of interesting because this layout, even though there's orange, it's actually a very soothing feeling layout. And that's something you want to keep in mind, if this is a morning walk on the beach. And I really like how she chose this lighter blue. Now, it's not the most contrasting like a navy would be, but it actually works because it still complements the orange without feeling overwhelming. And so that's why color is tricky. What may work one time on another page, you may want to do it differently on a different layout. So color can be extremely tricky. And it was really important for this layout to have contrast. She did a really good job here of adding this dark brown in this section with the shell frame as our focal point. So right away, we have this really nice contrast. And then she added, it's not the same exact brown paper, but it's from the same paper collection. So it's the same brown, but it has this shell design on it. It's kind of like a shell texture. And so that was really important for this layout because, again, here, this blue, it looks great, but it's not very contrasting. But I really you may have saw one of my other videos about hierarchy. And so we see right here, this is a hierarchy because it's really dark. And we still did get that on the outer edges. So the page feels very balanced based on her color choices. It was also interesting here, she has this other pattern paper that has this mostly blue color in each corner. And I'm assuming this blue choice was kind of inspired by this paper. And I really like how she tied in even these four corners with this and added a little bit of that blue floral paper inside the shell. It ties everything together. And so that's something to keep in mind, is how can you tie everything together and also keep everything balanced. And I really like here, it's not perfectly balanced because it's a little asymmetrical, but it still brings your eye back to that center section. So really, really good job here of hierarchy, doing little things like adding the dark brown and this pattern paper into here so we know this is the most important part of the page. And keeping the layout feel very soothing, even though there's this bright orange, it's still a very soothing subject. Nothing feels over the top here. We don't have something like a really bright blue here that would take away from this really nice moment at the beach. So again, color choices are important. The mood you want in your layout is important. Making sure your photos contrast your grid paper, and paper mats can be really important for that. If you feel like your photos aren't quite contrasting enough, but it's still a great color that goes with them, paper mats can be great. And also that contrast, really important here. Overall, a very pretty page. Her photos really are very soothing to look at here, and overall it's a very, very nice layout. All right, I think that's all I have for you today. So let me know if you like this layout and what about it catches your eye. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.